My favourite comic would have to be X-Men #1, 1990 by Jim Lee, the master. It's just, a feast of great dynamic pictures. It's, it's got some of the best characters that has now made it into the silver screen, and the big screen within X-Men and Wolverine characters, and you get a real sense of it. And yeah, Jim Lee is my favourite comic book artist, so that's my favourite comic book.
Well, that's just one of those really tricky things. It's like the one I'm going to have to choose because it's the one that changed my life. And that I didn't read comics as a teenager. I read them as a kid, then fell out of them, and got back into comics as an adult. And it was literally, I picked up Watchmen one day, having heard about its reputation, and it rearranged my entire mind. As I sat there on Oxford Street, I was waiting for the embassy to open, the US embassy, and I read it all in one enormous sitting. Then I went to America for like a year, and the first week I never had a television, and I read Watchmen like 20 times in the first week, something stupid, because that was the only book I had. And that was one of these kind of, an understanding of what this medium can do. So there's many other books I've loved, but that's the one that opened the doorway to it, so it's kind of, it's like your first love, you must at least pay homage to that.
I guess I've got to say Bone, I think. Jeff Smith, if you want to see a piece of sort of great storytelling and just comedy and action, it's just got the whole thing in it. It's just, I picked up the whole anthology thing once, I remember, and just read the entire thing. I don't think I left the room until I finished it. It's just a beautiful piece of writing. I love it.
I think it has to be Watchmen, and I just met Dave Gibbons, and totally great guy, so very down to earth and very approachable, and it's just so so nice, and yeah, Watchmen, I guess.
What do you like about Watchmen?
I don't know everything about it, the art, the story, and it's just the ending, which the movie screwed up, but there's so many good things about it. It's just the details, the subplots, and the time travel bit, everything about Rorschach Force. It's a lot of stuff.
Well, working in comics is probably the most fun job I have. It's basically doing exactly what I love doing, which is drawing. I love drawing. It's fun. Even when I'm drawing, I'm making up, different sound effects and stuff like that. And it's just imagination. It gives me a great outlet to be able to do exactly what I want to do. And I've loved drawing since I was 6 years old, when my brother got me into it at an early age. So, yeah, that's why I love it.
Not having to do a real job. Really, it's such a wonderful sort of writing medium. I mean, I can't draw, and the reason why I've never really want to be a prose writer is because I kind of like the moment of recreation. As in, when you actually write a script and an artist sends you some pages, you get this wonderful moment of being the reader or being the audience. In the same way, if you're a prose writer, you only ever see the prose, which is your work, so you never have it look at it in fresh eyes. And by working collaboratively with other incredibly talented human beings, you get that wonderful smash. And there's I just love them. Apart from that, I love the medium. I love comic people. I love the fact it's slightly underdoggy. I like the fact you can still do new stuff. And I like the fact it's disreputable. All that kind of stuff I really dig. So yeah, it's something I'm highly enjoying.
Everyone wants to do a job they like.
So yeah, it's really good not to wake up in the morning and, oh God, I used to work, my dad, I used to work in building sites when I was a teenager because my family was in the building trade. And I was like, which taught me many things about self-discipline and all that kind of stuff. It also taught me I don't want to be working outside and doing work that actually is real work. So I spent a lot of my life working out ways to avoid actually lifting stuff.
It's a different kind of storytelling, There's I like working with other people. I think that's the fun part of it. You're writing a novel, you're writing something else. You just have yourself. But you're working in comics. You've got the whole team. You're writing for your artist. You've got your colorist. Then you're working together to promote the whole book. So it's great to just have everyone working together on it.
What about working in comics?
I love drawing, so it's just I'm doing what I love and I'm getting paid for it. And I've been drawing since I was 3 or 4. I enjoy the freedom. I enjoy I don't have to wake up early to work. I could work in my underwear and in my shirt and stuff. And I could take vacations anytime I want. And the recognition I get from fans is great, overwhelming.
I would say get a great portfolio together. in doing that, you should definitely, in comic books, it's all about dynamic figures. So if you can buy a book called Dynamic Figure Drawing, which will help you understand how to draw the figure in perspective, how to draw the figure in different dynamic poses. Also, get down to Kapow. We're at Kapow at the moment. Get down to Kapow. Get some advice from some of the people that are here. Get some of the comics. There's so much talent here. There's so much going on here. So I think that would be one of the other things. Get into the industry. Get to know some of the people. That would be my advice.
Really just do it. The most magical thing about comics is that it's such a democratic medium, as in the idea that even if you can't draw, I literally can't draw, but I executed comics. The thing that I've got a pen in my pocket, I've got paper in my pocket, I can do a comic right here. It's not like film, it's not like any of those more expensive mediums. This is something you can do by yourself right now, and every second you don't do it is actually a second you've kind of wasted. If you want to do it, you don't need anyone's permission. And in terms of actually getting professionally, as in terms of being an actual professional and making money, don't worry about breaking in. I mean, you should worry about being good. And if you're genuinely good and you get your work out there, people will notice. And just depending on what your sort of work is and all that kind of area. But really, good work is kind of your best calling card. And if you worry about anything else, it's almost a waste of time. Just be good.
And do it. I know it sounds cliched, but it really is the way to do it. There's a lot of people who are sitting around on ideas. We see it all the time here. People come up and say, "Oh, I've got this idea for a book that I want to do," and until you've got that thing, until you've got that script, until you've got it drawn, it's not going to go anywhere. So if you've got the idea, make the script, make the story, get an artist, get them to draw it, and get out here and do it. It's totally doable. It's just hard work. That's all you got to do.
It's very important to put in the time, and I think right now it's easy to get your work out there because of the websites like deviantart.com and conceptart.org. So it's easy to put stuff out there to be noticed. I think for artists, it would be good to try to do small jobs first just to hone their skills while getting a little bit of money, to work on smaller titles, small press and stuff. And I was lucky to break in the age I did, but I think it was also a fluke. I think you have to put in the time, and you need to around a few hundred hours to get good at this. So and just put your stuff on websites and stuff. Yeah.